Yeah. We need the honorary clap.
I do.
Booyah.
Callie's not here.
No, sad.
All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. This is DJ with 35mm Life and my amazing co-host, Mike.
Hi.
Hey. This is episode 15.
Hey, yo.
It's crazy. It's 15.
Dude, 15 episodes in.
I know. This is
nuts.
And this is our third session inside this new space.
Yep.
So you guys are seeing us on YouTube. How you doing? Appreciate you guys coming along and enjoying this journey that we've been going through. We've had a lot of good feedback. It really is. We've had a lot of good feedback. We have a lot more downloads than we thought that we were going to as well with the podcast. So we appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You guys are amazing. So we have some cool stuff to talk about today.
Yes, we do. And I also kind of look a little bit different. I put the shades on.
Glasses.
It's what happens when you run out of contacts and you forget to order and you're just like, oh, I gotta wait now.
You pull it off though.
Yeah.
You look good with glasses.
Everybody at work was like, you are Harry Potter. I'm like, thank you.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but you know. Wait, does that make me Ron Weasley?
I guess.
That's fine because he gets Hermione, so it's cool.
Rosa, I know,
Rosa, I love you.
I got Jenny, so.
Jenny.
different movie in general.
Wait. Oh, wrong one. Yeah.
We have laugh tracks now.
We found this thing as the soundboard just got all kinds of stuff.
It's so cool.
So like watch. This will be a perfect one. Ready? Hold on. Okay. What do you call, I had to make sure preemptively. What do you call a dog that does magic?
What?
A labracadabrador. So good.
It's so good.
Thank you, random audience member. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that, obviously.
I know we're gonna be messing with that a lot, but we just keep getting better and better.
We do. We're like wine. We age well.
Yeah,
fine wine,
just not regular wine.
No, although I will admit this, and I get made fun of for this all the time. I love Moscato.
Same,
right?
It's good, dude.
Oh, it's so good. I don't care what anybody says. It's too fruity for me. Whatever, it's perfect for me. Okay, but have you ever got drunk on Moscato or Sangria before? Because it's all fruit, right?
Yeah.
And it's the only time I've ever had a headache, and I woke up with this pounding headache, and you have this huge sugar rush, and then there's the crash, and then the extra crash because it's alcohol.
Right.
So, but you get like the gigs, everything's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, but Moscato, delicious.
Mine is the worst like drunk I've been is mimosas.
Oh yeah.
You just go on like a mimosa crawl and you black out and you wake up and you're just like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know.
What am I doing? Because
you can just put them down. It's just juice. It's not just juice.
Those are the ones that sneak up on you bad.
Anyways,
so
what a podcast.
The alcohol podcast.
Now.
So one of the topics we wanted to talk about, actually, I really wanted to talk about this when Callie was here because she's really good at this too. But we didn't get around to it because we got distracted. And then her telling her story it's exactly what we wanted. So we didn't get a chance to talk about travel photography.
Wow.
And adventure photography, which is
her special.
Exactly, which is like her thing. So adventure photography, if you guys have never heard about it, is really cool. It's where you take a subject and you make them much smaller than normal, and it's considered a portrait style technically. But you incorporate more of the landscape.
I think we're going to talk about Peter McKinnon again.
All the time. There's been a lot of really cool stuff done with it. I have a couple of pictures I'll send to you.
Yes.
One of them is of my friend Mac, and as you can see in this picture, Mac is itty bitty, but you have all this, this beautiful landscape of Hawaii in the background. And the reason that adventure photography works so well is because you know that that's you in the picture. Your friends will know that's you in the picture, but you can show the picture to anybody because they'll be looking at the landscapes more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes really well with people that are traveling a lot. Adventure photography, travel photography, they can go hand in hand because you never want to do what we call the 5 and flat method. And that's where people take pictures 5 feet off the ground, facing straight forward, just holding the camera. Everybody does that.
Right.
But we know to get low or get high and get those better perspectives. I mean, I'm talking from a drone shot all the way to laying on the ground. So, and that comes into play here. So what are some adventure shots that you've taken?
Adventure shots. I've taken one in Oregon where it's a big, open, vast landscape and there's fog on the ground coming in from the morning. And this was like a hyper edit where I take like the person from It with the yellow jacket. Drag that into the frame.
Nice.
Little itty bitty, but you have this vast landscape with fog and really nice. Just on a crabbing adventure.
I like that.
And then I really don't experiment with that much. I really like tight shots for portraits, but I was wanting to do one in Hawaii.
Oh,
if we're gonna do one out there.
Oh yeah. How could we not?
Right. And then I just watched Peter McKinnon's new video about
Why We Create.
Yeah.
So good.
Everything about that was insane.
You guys know, like, you guys ever watch like not watch, but like, well, I guess Rocky.
Yeah.
The Eye of the Tiger, like that song. So like super cheesy growing up. I would listen to that song before I go to the gym, and it would pump me up. Get the adrenaline flowing, right? Exactly. But watching videos from like Peter McKinnon and stuff, same thing, bro. It's good for the soul.
Yep. And everything that you like see from him in the travel photography, adventure photography end is cool. Like,
I love his Iceland stuff.
You get. Oh yeah, I remember you showing me that example in Hawaii. Yeah. Anything small person, you can focus on the landscape, but your eye also is drawn to like the person. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of just wonder, like, what is he thinking about? Am I going in the water?
And they can still be the center point.
Right,
of
exactly.
the picture, which is what you're looking for. So this one I shot with my phone.
Nice.
And then I did an edit for it.
Nice.
And it's, I don't know, it's added some extra snow. There's a lot of apps out there that I used to use, and they just don't really
Snapseed.
work anymore. Snapseed is dope.
Yeah.
Lens distortions, amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna send these pictures to them so you guys can see what we're talking about.
What else have I been shooting recently?
But I think this one is probably. I think this is probably like the one that gets the most attention.
That's so cool.
And this is.
Is that a hyper? Is that an edit? Or is that like the actual size of the moon?
That's one shot.
Okay.
So that's my 7-200. My buddy Alex Wilson, who owns Oahu Photography Tours in Hawaii, he was like, "Hey, I have this really cool idea for a shot. Do you want to do it?" I was like, "Dope." He's like, "Okay, you're just gonna climb this mountain." I was like, or you climb it, Mr. Fit Guy, and my fat butt will stay down here. I weighed like 250 pounds, and I was way out of shape. This is before COVID. I just gained weight. And I was like, you go up there. He's like, okay. So he went up there. We only had 3 minutes to get the shot. Yeah. We used photo pills to line up everything. I snapped a bunch of pictures. He did a bunch of different poses. The only thing about it is I have to do it again because I did it with a 7200. That compression helped and made the moon look bigger and him being where he was. But that image can't be printed more than like an 8x10 is still a stretch. Right. Because it's cropped so much to get there. I have to go and do that again with like a 100 to 400 or 200 to 600.
Something super tight.
Yeah, it's going to be the only way. So I want to do it again. Do you
trying to capture that,
bro? You like hiking, bro?
I love it. Yeah, I love hiking.
I was say if you don't want to do it, I'm sure Callie will.
Ooh, I mean, both of us could do it. We'll just jump at the same time and
do
something.
With the moon in the back, it'd be majestic.
That'll be the most majestic photo I have.
Let me show you this cool picture.
Just a flashback. We just gotta look off frame. We're like up here. Still,
the soundboard is a dangerous thing.
For the audio listeners, they'd be like, "Why was there like 10 seconds of
what
pause?
What is happening?
You guys normally talk really fast, and now you guys just shut up for a little bit. It's kind of nice." I drove up to Donner Pass when it was snowing.
Much time.
Super bad because they closed off that path to the bridge up there. Yeah. I was gonna take wedding photos for somebody. Ooh. But we got up to a point where I could see enough trees and enough snow to get leading lines in the photo, so it really draws your attention to the couple, but you also have like the trees in the background and the snow. Not super vast, but yeah. That's awesome. All those leading lines that come into the frame.
Even the tree in the background, everything. That's really, really cool. I like that.
They don't need to be like vast landscapes.
No, they don't.
But to get enough of the landscape to be in your photo. Yeah, I took this one with my phone too. Same couple. We're just on a pier in Donner.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the media because it's not black and white, but it's almost monochrome.
Yes.
I like that.
I went for really blues because a lot of wedding, not to hate on wedding photographers, but a lot of them are warm tones, and I don't know. I haven't seen your wedding photos yet, which I probably will send.
You haven't? Is that a topic?
Wedding photos can be a topic, but
do you guys want me to show some of my wedding pictures I've taken?
Speaking of weddings, we might be doing one soon.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Your first one, huh?
I've shot a wedding, but I've never done video on a wedding.
Oh, so your photography did? Yeah. That video, it's a big step, bro.
Big step.
I mean, you guys want to talk about jumping into the deep end with the weights on your ankles.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know we've talked about this before, but weddings it's a whole new thing. I mean, I think you've inadvertently seen a lot of my wedding photography. You may just not have
inadvertently, yeah.
Like the carousel shot.
Yes. You were telling me that was a wedding
shot. Yeah.
Yep.
It kind of goes back to what I was saying too about portrait photographers being usually pretty extroverted.
Yeah.
Cause like the pictures with the carousel, like there's no way I would have got those shots if I had like crippling anxiety when it came to meeting people. And I'm not judging anybody that has an anxiety. Like I totally get it. I do. But I had to be like, hey, I really want to get this picture and explain it in a way that this gentleman who was in his 70s was like, oh, and it was actually kind of nice because he used to shoot film when he was a kid.
Right.
And he was like, he looked at it, he's like, how'd you do that picture? And I told him, and the camera that he had, he said there was no way to do that because you have to have like a cable release, like a legit cable release. But he was all about it. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I think wedding, that's not on here. It's not on our list actually.
We'll talk about it for sure in the scenes, but if we're going back to like adventure travel photography, I really like doing theme shoots around those. So in October, I did a Little Red Riding Hood shoot with somebody.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah. Super
and
dope.
That's when I lost a bunch of the photos and I had to go redo it. So we had to go out on a much more cold day than the original one, but like we got it all. So
such a horrible feeling
when you upload to the Lightroom and then you accidentally delete off disk, and then you try to do recover, and then you download an app for $70, and you're like, it didn't even work. Why?
And then you have to tell your client like, oh, by the way, I fucked up. Like, I'm sorry.
Can we? At least it wasn't like a wedding, so I can be like,
right.
I can go reshoot this.
Was she a friend of yours?
She was one of the local models here.
Okay. Oh, I had a question actually about that while we're on the subject. So, it's kind of cool when we had Callie on the episode that you guys saw last week and the week before.
Yeah, because we do too.
Yeah,
secret.
I've had quite a couple of people start following me.
Nice.
From there, and I wanted to see if I want to give them a shout out too, like if I can, obviously.
I'll pull up some people that followed me recently that may have connections to this podcast, which is really dope.
Tyler Aguilar.
Yeah.
He's a photographer, and I was looking at his stuff.
He followed me.
He does a lot of drone work. If you ever listen to this, which I'm sure you're going to because you heard the episode with Callie, your stuff is dope, dude. I'm a super big fan.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely criminal that you only have 300 followers. Like, that should change. Tyler, if you hear this, buddy, reach out to me. Let me know, and you can be sitting next to us, and we'll do an episode with you.
Yes.
I think that'd be pretty cool. There was another one, too. Oh, no, actually, somebody messaged me on Facebook Messenger, too. He's listening to Paul. Remember Paul? That he wants to do help him. He wants us to help him critique. Yeah. He's listening to one of our episodes. He said Pokemon Snap on the Switch is dope, man. I get the most random messages from people that listen to us about like the part they're listening to, and it brightens my day every time.
I love it, dude.
I love it. I think it's great. You guys, every single one of you guys, we appreciate it. It doesn't matter if we have one listener or 10 trillion. We appreciate you guys. Really do.
It's so sick. I love having you guys just listening in. And so soaked. Do you have any tips for adventure travel photography?
Yes. The biggest thing is there's nothing wrong for me. There's nothing wrong with spontaneity when it comes to these kind of shoots. But when I go to a place that I've never been before, I've had people hire me to take them places, to teach them photography in places that I've never been before. And I do probably an obsessive amount of research beforehand. That way I know what I'm looking for in pictures. And planning is such a big part of it. Safety is a big thing too. The lady with the dress on the edge of the cliff that I showed you, a lot of planning and safety goes into that. So for me, biggest tips that I can offer is while spontaneity is cool, I would definitely do the research on the locations that you want to get a shot before you get there. That way you know like what you're getting into instead of just because you could be wasting light doing it the other way. Right. And that's the biggest thing about photography, right? Is there light. So, and make sure the model knows that they're not specifically going to be like the showcase of the shot. They're still the center point technically. Right. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of different ways to do it too. But that would be that's my biggest thing is definitely plan.
There's a lot of payoff too, like or I guess not a payoff, but if they're not going to be the focal point, maybe you'll do an exchange like, I need to get this travel photo for just myself.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then you'll do like a portrait for them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You could definitely do that. I mean,
a trade-off for sure.
Especially like the shot that I showed you of Mac, both of them actually. The second one, he was looking over his shoulder. You could tell it's him. But the first one, you'd have absolutely that could have been anybody, yeah, right. And to me, that's what's powerful about it, because you can use those pictures for anything. Like if I really wanted to start doing photo tours here, I could take some of those pictures and post them up and be like, you guys need pictures like this, you know.
I mean, look into Tahoe and see if you can do a photo tour there. That'd be insane.
There's so many good places in Tahoe, especially that road just past Mount Rose. That nice little straightaway with the trees.
Yep.
That shot. Yeah, I love that. I have people stand in the road there, safely, of course. Be safe.
It's always about safety.
Yes. Like if I see a car in either direction, like even because at the other side, on the south side of that road before that turn, you can see down probably a good 3/4 of a mile. But if I see a single set of headlights down there, we don't do it. Like I love getting these kind of pictures, but I will not do it if it's even remotely unsafe. So, but yeah, that's practice.
And there is a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And you have to be, the communication needs to be there too. I think especially with models it's really good to do it with other photographer friends, I think, with travel photography, because a lot of us don't want to be in front of the camera. I mean, some of us do, but a lot of us are really, I want to be behind the camera. I don't really need to be in the back. Yeah. So with the travel ones, you just get as far away from the camera as possible. You don't need to be super zoomed into my face. And then you can just be like, hey, I'm standing on a cliff. Look at me.
And look at Callie. Like she's a beautiful person inside and out. But she loves being in front of the camera when it's posing with her clients. But she doesn't like being in front of the camera for like a photo shoot, which is why her and I have this playful joke that we're supposed to do a friend shoot of the two of us. But yeah, I mean, breaking out of your comfort zone. You know, I had somebody talk me into it. I'm glad you brought that up. I had somebody talk me into doing a photo shoot.
No way.
And it was one of my regulars. He used to be a regular. Super, super good guy. He's a professional model. He's also an extra in like Hawaii 5-0 and a bunch of those shows. But he genuinely talked me into being in the shoot. And for the longest time, I kept telling him no. I was like, I don't really want to be in a shoot, like, you know. But he's like, well, you have to know what it feels like to be on the other side of the camera, you know, when you're directing. You know? And in my mind, I was like, do I though? Do I? But I mean, he had a point. You know what I mean? Like it put me way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then I started formulating ways to make me feel comfortable with what I was doing in front of the camera, when hopefully I could translate that to somebody else. Because he specifically wanted like a very, very specific theme from a certain TV show.
Yeah.
And I'll send these so you guys can see these pictures. So this picture specifically, he wanted a Vampire Diaries look to it. I'm not a huge fan of me, I guess you could say. Like,
you have a beautiful face.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
But in front of the camera, all those megapixels. I mean, I was wearing makeup there, you know. Yeah, I was wearing makeup. What's up? No guy liner though. Yeah.
Guy liner.
That was a little too edgy. But yeah, I was wearing makeup in that picture, and I'll be honest with you, like once I saw the pictures when they were done, I felt good about myself in a sense, you know. And I love wearing a suit. But everything about that was out. The model, that female model, Mickey, never met her before. She's a professional dancer in Vegas, and she trains people to dance. She is one of the nicest strangers I've ever met in my entire life. She's very welcoming and warm and outgoing. I read a text that made me chuckle, and I was standing next to her, and all I did was shake her hand at this point. And she's like, "What's so funny over there?" And like she was in the middle of texting somebody herself in the middle of a conversation. But because she genuinely was interested in what was going on with me, she stopped texting and started that conversation. Those are the kind of connections that I like having.
Yes.
Those are the kind of connections I like having with people, clients or not. And that really helped me with the pictures, because I was standing very close to her. So she was a sweetheart, though.
Yeah, definitely a way to break out of your comfort zone. Being on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so strange, because you're like, I haven't posed before. I tell people how to pose, but I've never done these poses before, especially for like girls. Yeah. It's like, I need you to do these things. And then you're like, I don't know how to pose my hands. What do I do?
And it's always difficult for me to shoot other photographers. because everybody's style is different.
Right.
Like the pictures that you showed me, I love those pictures. They're super dope. There's things that I would have done differently, and that doesn't mean they're bad. It's just, it's my style. And the pictures that I showed you, I'm sure you would have done differently too. So when I take pictures of another photographer, I always feel like in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, I could have done that better, or I would have done this. And I feel like that lens, not that it always does, it's just, it's my overactive mind that I have. I'm afraid that that's like lending to them maybe not being happy with the product, even if they say that they are. So shooting other photographers is very difficult. So I think if you want to get out of your comfort zone and you do not want to go into a photo shoot, shoot another photographer, right? Start with a friend that's going to give you honest feedback and you know that it's trustworthy.
Yes.
Then shoot a stranger, like somebody that you just met that's a photographer. Get honest feedback from them. Obviously, if you can't take constructive criticism, do not do this. It is a horrible idea.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yes. It really is. Like there are people that cannot take constructive criticism and then they might just give up. And you don't want that to happen with anybody, especially when it comes to photography or any art form. Like if you're going into a field that needs critique, you have to be willing to take their critique.
Exactly.
And I think when you were going through, we talked about our careers. So going through college as a digital media artist and having to do critiques, and everybody was like, oh, that was good. I really like this about it. I really like that about it. It didn't really get the ball rolling until somebody gave you like the honest, I didn't like this. This is what I would have changed about it. Because now you know, like, oh, I can look at this differently. Instead of being like, oh, it was good.
Yeah.
So
a second opinion is always important to me.
Right.
I mean, for my landscapes, I like getting a lot of opinions if I can. But the people that I show my landscape stuff to ahead of time are people that I've shown for years. Excuse me. And they, it's one, I trust their opinion in that regard, but they've come accustomed to apparently a style that I have that I am not fully aware of. It's just something that I do, but they're familiar with it. They notice it. So that's when they say things like, oh, that's outside of your norm, you know, that kind of stuff. Or that black and white from the flying dress shot, that's way more heavy editing than I normally do. The light coming in from the window, all that kind of stuff, way more heavier than normal. But I wanted to really make that dramatic. So of course I went to Aaron for that. Aaron and I have a very similar style when it comes to things, in photography, generally. So he's the one I came to, and he's like, and I ran that idea by him. He's like, yeah, that's a pimp idea. I was like, well, you're really good
like
at masks.
that. Yeah,
that's a pimp idea. You know what, Aaron? I hope you heard that. I hope you chuckled to yourself. I love your laugh. Man.
Oh, where is it? Nope. Oh,
which one are you trying to do?
That one.
We
guys need to mark these.
You guys just witnessed the whole soundboard in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron's like, well, that's a pimp idea. And then he showed me how, because he knows how to do masks really well in Photoshop. And I asked him, and he showed me, and I was like, I appreciate it. So, I genuinely think, and I know you and I have talked about this before off the mic, that
off the mic
that
pull it off me.
I just derailed myself so hard. Dang it! I'll come back to
Aaron and
talking
off the mic.
Something you and I talked about like critiquing photography and stuff like that with each other. That it's just as important to have your stuff critiqued by another photographer as it is to have it critiqued by a different artist, and to have it critiqued by somebody who doesn't know anything about either. They just want a cool looking picture.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're using photography to pay your bills like I do, I need to know what my clients that are going to be buying my stuff want to see.
Correct.
It doesn't matter what I want to take pictures of at that point, really. I can still show them, obviously, but they want to see, other stuff.
Yep. And it's you that they're hiring.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to get the stuff that you're going to take. And if they don't like it, they'll go to somebody else, or they'll find somebody that they do like. And that's just how it is. But the thing with like adventure and travel photography, it's like an open book. Like, you can tell them to go out there. I'm going to take this quick shot. If you like it, you'll like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to get more shots in between. It's just like one for me. Yeah. I need one for myself, right?
But it's ever changing too. Right?
Yes.
Like we made the comparison to the medical field before. Again, not that we're as important
not that we're better
by any means, but it's always changing. I mean, like the new camera stuff that's coming out, even with the phones, like everything is so impressive now. And if you that's another way to get stuck in a rut, is you shoot the same thing all the time. Shoot the same thing, use the same equipment all the time. Never try anything else. Like, I got the drone. like a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when I take that drone off, it's like I'm back at photography 101. Like I'm trying to shoot overhead, rule of thirds, S curves, Fibonacci sequence, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And but that just, it refueled me all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even having a stagnant time. You know, I was still into photography 100%. And I got this drone and it was like, I'm 110% now.
Right.
Yeah. Starting with new equipment, man. It's just, oh, and did you see that DJI came out with another drone?
I should follow drones more because I need to get one.
It's a 3-camera drone.
Oh my gosh.
And the bottom one, and it's a 4/3, which is
That's
insane. And the bottom one is, I read it earlier. I want to say, if I'm wrong, don't come after me. I'm sorry. But I believe the bottom of the 3 lenses is a Hasselblad lens.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's insane.
And how much is this going for?
I didn't check the price. And the reason
I feel
for
like
that
it's going to be a lot because.
Oh, it's got to be.
If it's that glass on that.
Yeah.
And you're going to trust your piloting abilities to fly that up in the air and to just take that everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh heck no.
Well,
bro,
that's my. Let me find the email real quick.
That's,
but that's
so scary.
That's why I didn't look to see how much it was actually going to be because I'm perfectly happy with my drone.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say for whatever reason, that drone is like, oh, check out this new drone. It's on sale right now for $600. I might get that drone.
Right.
I don't need it. It's not a need at all.
No.
But I might get it.
I will get it. 100%.
And we'll share it. It'll be perfect.
Yes. It'll be nice.
Trying to find this thing real quick.
And it would be perfect for any adventure, travel, photography. I love, I think we were talking about Mango Street before. Yep. They did a drone shot, I think, but I've seen a lot of these, where they'll do a portrait coming straight down.
Yeah.
Like either on a tennis court or on the beach.
Those. Yeah.
Any of those drone shots are really cool. Really different way to look at landscape from top down, especially cityscapes too.
And I think I wanted to get one of those like in a nice grass field, green grass, of course.
Not yellow, not dead.
No, not Nevada grass.
But like super duper green grass?
Super duper green, like super saturated, like the greenest of greens.
Like you just take that bar up and just...
Oh yeah, you slide that all the way to the right. I want to get a shot in that kind of grass with a red dress.
Oh yeah.
Or a yellow dress. Either one I think.
Either one works, yeah.
And that drone, and I in my mind I have like the model like with one hand kind of like towards like the back of her head looking,
practicing
and of course,
the posing.
The girl, yeah. Like this.
Yes.
And then the other arm kind of like splayed out to the side.
Yes.
And then the legs bent at an angle to the side and the dress splayed out on the ground flat. And because I think, and I would take it from pretty high. Like I don't even know how to have an example. The picture that showed you of Mac walking on the beach, the dress would be like that big surrounded by all this green. It'd be like a minimalist type shot as well. But I think it's just something that would be really cool. And I have a couple places in mind. The valley up there by Tahoe, when you're going up on Mount Rose, where the road dips down and comes back up. Yeah, where everybody does the sledding and snowmobiles.
Yep.
In the spring, summer, and part of the fall is just perfectly green grass.
Just hike out, go farther out that valley, and you'll find a perfect spot for those.
Yeah, I think I would go south from there, down that trail. Where the bike trails are. There's like a little couple bridges, and that grass is pretty tall. So getting golden hour, that light shooting out the top of that grass too, bro.
Love it.
Let's go shoot right now. Like, why are we not shooting right now?
Why are we here? I'm out the door.
Podcast
Take
over.
my camera.
How long
is it? Over.
28 minutes.
28
shortest
minutes.
podcast
Shortest
ever.
podcast.
We're done. Actually, I think Aaron and I's first couple podcasts were
30-ish.
Yeah, they were pretty close. Aaron's like, nobody's going to want to listen to us for an hour. And I was like, I think you're wrong.
Doubt it. Aaron, you're wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong, sir. As a matter of fact, Aaron, come on the podcast and we'll have a debate about it.
Oh, please. Soon.
That's going to be really good. I can't find this email. It's bothering me now.
About DJI?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could just go to the app.
Speaking of like the red dress and the green, and you were talking about green and yellow.
Yeah.
Is there a reason you wouldn't pick like a blue, let's say a black, white?
Not really. Just going off of the kind of like spring colors for the most part.
I was gonna say like, when you go into shoots, do you do like color theory? Do you come in with like the triangle, the circle, and you're like, I got to do what is it called? Complementary colors.
Yep. Or contrasting colors.
Contrasting colors.
I've always tried to follow color theory the best I can. A friend of mine, Madison, not my sister Madison, she's a friend of mine. She's an artist. And she worships the color wheel. That is her jam.
Like how we worship Peter McKinnon.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's the same.
So did you ever play Warframe?
Okay,
this ties back, I promise. So you know what fashion framing is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was her, me and a bunch of our friends would play this game together, and fashion framing is a huge thing, and things that I think would look really good together bothered the color wheel fanatic in her head, and to the point where she bugged me until I literally gave her my account information. I gave her my login information, and I was like, and she turned into Monica from Friends. Like she genuinely enjoyed doing it, and I was like, change whatever you want. Just
it's like Monica cleaning.
Yeah. And she was nice about it. Because one of my favorite frames that I used was Mesa Prime for a while, and then I like Saren Prime. And she's like, for Mesa, what kind of color palette are you looking for? And I was like, well, I want to go, I want something like Dante from Devil May Cry. So choose something from that color palette: reds, whites, stack, and blacks.
Reds, blacks, whites.
And she did that and made Mesa look like a Devil May Cry character. And then for Saren, I don't remember what character I based it off of. I don't think I did specifically, but I wanted, I didn't want the typical like green because she's poison. I wanted purple, golds, and whites. And she
love it, yeah.
And I never changed them. But people are like, oh, the frame's dope, bro. I'm like, thanks, dog. Like, all me. all me.
No credit. All me.
Madison's listening right now going like, I'm going to punch you in the throat. It's going to happen really hard.
She will.
And she's
She'll
like,
come over.
She's like this guy too. Yeah, she would end me.
Oh, she has to go up?
Oh, yeah, she has to go up. Yeah, she was short. She's not what.
She's still alive. Short.
She's still alive. She is short.
Rest in peace, Madison.
And she doesn't like podcasts, so she's never going to hear this. So
great.
Say whatever I want.
She's dead.
She never existed. It's a figment of my imagination.
Yeah, color theory.
So important.
So important. I think we can talk about this on another episode because I feel like we'll do a deep dive into histograms, reading histograms.
Yeah. There are people that live and die by those things.
I understand what the histogram is, but there's so much more to learn about. There's a lot, and like you don't really have to follow the what's it called? Going through school and doing everything that's like the ground rules of it.
Oh yeah,
I think there's a lot of
core.
There's a lot of rules in photography that are meant to be broken and can be broken, but there are also things that you need to understand going back to the basics.
Right.
Like how to read a histogram. What is an S curve when it comes to the exposure curves?
These are really important things, but like your dance moves, bro.
Oh yeah. I was just at a birthday party and I was like, it was my cousin's 50th.
Oh.
And they opened up the dance floor and nobody was dancing.
Oh no.
And as a photographer, so family knowing that you're a photographer, be like, can you do photos for us?
It's dangerous.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Hire me last minute. Fine.
For free?
No. Well, it was for free, but then they, donations are a help. It was his birthday present, is what I'm saying.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice present of you.
But yeah, being a photographer and having to do dance moves while you're, like I was doing the Cupid Shuffle with my camera. That was
nice.
Fun. That was fun.
Nice. I want to see this actually.
If it was on video, but it's not on video. But that's what I did. Yeah, dancing on while doing photos. That's having fun. And I think if you're hiring us for weddings or you're hiring any wedding photographer, they're gonna have fun. They want to have fun with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do not.
You don't want to be stick in the mud the whole time.
Please do not shun us from having a joyous time at your wedding. I'm gonna dance with people because when I'm doing the shots, especially what's in trend now is the long exposure, all the wavy lights and when you're dancing, those come out really nice because you're just like moving and grooving with them. Yeah,
extra wavy.
Yeah, you follow to the right, and then you're just going with them, and then you're going to the left, and then you do the side kicks. And
let us know if you want to see a video of Mike doing this because I'll shoot it for you. I will do it.
Yeah, if we reach a certain number of, let me set. If we hit 1,000 listeners, is that too high?
I don't think so. We're pretty close right now, surprisingly.
To 1,000?
Yeah, I think we're at about we're at about 40 like loyal, like organic people, and we're about 200 downloads. We're about 200 listeners over the course of all of our podcasts so far.
Okay,
so it's feasible.
If we get to 1,000,
I'm down.
I will.
You guys heard that? 1,000.
I will do the Cupid Shuffle with a camera.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm super down.
And I'll show you what it looks like to be at my me as your wedding photographer.
It's gonna be good, like a selling point.
Yep.
If you want me to dance at your wedding.
Yes. Yes.
So that drone that you asked about. Yeah. So
finally, I had to go on a 5-minute
tangent. It took me forever. I'm so sorry. No, I'm glad you did, but like I felt bad because like if you ever pointed the camera at me, I'm like this the whole time trying to.
I don't get a lot of talking time on this.
That's not true. I'm trying to be better.
I love being heard. Finally, I can vent.
I'm here. Like in the background. So the DJI Mavic 3 Pro is available to purchase for $2,199.
That's actually cheaper than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well, wait for it. That's through DJI and through Amazon. Starts shipping in May, and you can buy into various combo packs, of course. Mm-hmm. Accessories include batteries, a charging hub, neutral density filters, which is so
filters
important.
On the drone.
Yeah.
So
and
sick.
An upgrade drone, and an upgraded drone featuring a 1080p display. Nice. The most expensive combo is $4,799 or $4,799. That includes the DJI RC Pro, Mavic 3 Pro, and a 1 terabyte SSD.
That's so
for $5,000 after tax.
Hey, that's cheaper than some Leica cameras. Okay.
Yeah, but the DJI Mini that I have, the one that I love so much, even with the care package, the care plan, the Fly More batteries, the extra propellers, the bag, all that kind of stuff was only $1,200.
Yeah, that's
a quarter of that.
Yeah,
like
if you had all the money in the world, just go for it. But man, that sounds not feasible.
Well, I'm sure this thing is great, right? Because it shoots in 4K video, but so does mine. But this is 4K video at 60 frames. I'm pretty sure mine's 4K 30. So there's that.
30 or 24, something like that, right?
Yeah. It has a 7 times optical zoom and 12 megapixel photos. Gosh. Here's the thing, though, is that my drone, I think, has 3 times optical zoom, which is not as much, as you know, but it's a 40 megapixel sensor.
If you're blowing up photos, that 40 megapixels
is huge.
But
But 12, guys, is your phone. Your phone's 12 mega. Well, not all of them, obviously. iPhones have held a pretty good standard of 12 megapixels for like 5 generations now.
Yeah.
A hybrid zoom feature can reach up to 28 times. Right? And hybrid means that it goes from optical to digital. If you guys, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this, about the difference between optical and digital zoom.
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So
perfect timing.
So the difference between optical and digital zoom is actually pretty simple. Optical zoom is what you want. That is the better of the two. Optical zoom is if you are looking at a building, without a camera, if you're standing there looking at the building and you want it to be bigger and you walk closer to it, that's optical zoom, right? And it's the same thing when you take a picture with optical zoom, that lens that you're using is bringing that object closer, but it's not pulling apart any megapixels or anything digitally. You're just moving closer to the subject. Digital zoom is the exact opposite. The image that you see as you get closer to it is being pulled apart, is being pulled closer, and that is actually making the megapixels and stuff separate. That's where you get your fringing in the corners, and you can start to see little pixelation errors here or there. That's where you can see a lot of like kind of issues. Now, not always. It's to a certain point. The iPhone that I have, the 14, it has a 2-time, or I think it's a 3-time optical zoom, and then anything past that is digital, which is decent for a phone. But I can hear people already yelling now, but my phone does this. I get it. But I only know the iPhones, guys. But I remember like I had like an iPhone 3, iPhone 4 when it first came out, and it was just a very basic camera, and it was like 4 megapixels.
Yeah.
5 megapixels maybe. So it was nothing.
What we should do is go back to those. We should go back to those cameras or those phones.
Dude, I miss my Razr flip phone.
Do a freaking photo shoot with those and see how creative you can get.
Oh,
that's such a way to get out of a rut, because I love talking about getting out of ruts.
There is
shooting with a classic phone like that.
Oh yeah, classic. I would use the Razr. The Razr flip phone has a 4 megapixel camera on. I remember,
which is the same as the iPhone.
Yeah,
4.
That's true. The Razr versus iPhone. I found a new channel that I wanted to tell you about as well on YouTube. And I think so. It's the name of the photographer. But if you type in like photo battles, it's these 3 guys and they set up in teams.
I've seen these.
It is so good. And I'd come up with this idea a few weeks ago, but I wasn't really sure how to pitch it to you or even like to our listeners. But I want to do a thing where you and I come up with a topic, like we'll say like macro. You and me take a picture macro. Any of our listeners from anywhere in the world can email me a picture that they've taken, and it has to be taken during this time. You can't use one from the past. Send us a picture that you took that falls in that category. And then we take those pictures and post them onto our social medias anonymously with no names attached to them. And whichever one gets the most votes wins. If you or I win, high five, cool. If one of our listeners wins, then maybe we give them something like it. We'll send them a print or something. Or if it's somebody local, maybe we go on a photo shoot with them or something. You know what I mean? But I think that would be kind of cool. And we'd give them like a full month. So we'd announce at the beginning of the month, and we announce the winner at the beginning of the next month, and keep going from there.
That'd be fun.
You think so?
That'd be a lot of it's a good way to build connections and with everybody, and to get everybody involved within the podcast, and just to keep this going, because I'd love to keep this going for a long time.
Yeah, we're kind of having fun.
Fun with it.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. The only thing is that they do, and I used to do this with the tour company in Hawaii. But the loser had to do something. We had this wheel of shame, and he would spin it.
Oh, no.
And there were things on there like shave your beard.
No,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I opted out of that one. I was like, I need this chin sock. So
chin socks, flavor savers.
Yes. So I'm not really, because it's fun and there's something to like lose or whatever. But like
we don't have to do a wheel of shame.
Unless the thing is, that would only be between you and me. So like if somebody beats us, then you and I would have to do something. You know what I mean? Because we quote unquote lose, but we're not really losing because we get to see your guys' stuff, and that's a win to me.
Exposure.
Photo lingo. Look at you.
Nope.
No, that was the right one.
This is the right one. No, this would have been the right one.
We really do have to go in there and see which ones we can put on there.
These are really fun. We need to have your guys' voice notes in here too. If you guys just have funny ones,
like little sound bites.
Yeah, little sound ones.
Yeah, if you guys have any like little clip edits of like our videos or our podcasts that you think is kind of funny or whatever, like feel more than likely to send.
I'm funny, huh?
Yeah. More than welcome to send it to us, and we'll put each other on blast. I don't even care.
Always.
There's so many podcasts that I've watched growing up that I've loved, and I don't want to copy them specifically, but I think certain elements of each one of those are really, really good. And there's a couple that I just like. I want to sit down with you for a couple hours one night, and you show me some podcasts you've listened to, and we don't have to watch the whole thing, but just to get the gist. There's just so much good stuff out there. So as long as you guys are entertained, whether you're laughing or actually learning something, bam, that's good enough for us.
Yep.
So travel photography and adventure, that was actually a pretty decent topic.
That was.
I covered a lot of time. That's nice.
That was a lot of time. We're at 45. Look at that.
Look at us go.
Stayed on topic primarily?
For the most part. Only like a little bit of video game talk, but it's fine.
Warframe is dope, though.
Yeah. I want to play it again, but I got back into Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny.
Yeah, I know. My friends talked me into it. It's unfortunate. Yeah. I don't have any new questions, I don't think, from anybody, so we won't do that. That was another thing, too, is I think it'd be good for us to just, like, look up, like, because I know you and I do it anyway, but, like, new photography news. And then talk about that.
We'll be doing that. If you guys do find stuff that you find interesting, there's always, like we said, there's going to be a lot of changes in the photography world. Things are going to get released, updates, firmware updates, software updates. I know that's going to be really nerdy talk, but we are a photography podcast after all. So we're going to get nerdy and dirty. Not dirty, but nerdy. No. We'll get dirty about the camera stuff we use for sure, though.
Start an OnlyFans for
my camera.
For photography?
That's just my camera. OnlyFans for photography? Well, you could hire us for your only. No, no, thank you.
Only lens. We call it like only lens.
Only lens.
Like sell our pictures.
And just pictures of camera equipment. It's like
so funny. Which reminds me, actually, we still want to talk about doing. We're still developing how to do this. The camera lens Sweet 16.
Yes.
And what's in our bags? Which, yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard because we're.
That's the.
Which, ironically enough, again, my camera is shooting
me,
Mike, and Mike's camera is shooting me. No, they're the same exact cameras, same exact settings, same everything. The only difference is that that's the tripods.
The trip, yeah. We even have the Peak Design little cables too.
We do, yeah.
Hanging off there.
Boy, I see those in so many people's videos now. Oh man, I love
Peak Design. Sponsor us.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, if you guys are looking for quality stuff,
sponsor in here. Yeah,
Peak Design is great. If you're looking for tripods, rail ride stuff or 3-legged thing, those are great.
If you're looking for bags, do not go nomadic. I'm just kidding. Go
so expensive. You know,
I was at your house when we talked about Peter McKinnon's bag, and I think Aaron was correcting me about it. That was funny.
It's not expensive anymore. I was like, anymore, bro. It was a startup, though. Yeah. They have the bags now at Action Camera.
But I still think I'm sticking with 100 bags or Gizmo. I was looking at those. They look insane.
Which reminds me, Callie, if you leave again to go back to Hawaii and you haven't talked to me about my bag yet, we're going to have...
I'm pretty sure she's there.
Where? No, she... Already?
Yeah. Well, I saw her
post... She kept my bag again.
I saw her post on Instagram that she was at a Hawaii beer garden. Unless that was like before.
Callie, we're gonna have a problem.
Let me confirm. Callie captures. Please load.
I'm glad. I'm honestly glad she's enjoying the bag. It's a good one. If you guys are interested in which bag I'm talking about, you can look up the Gitzo 42 liter. It's the one I have is in like the olive green, like the subdued green color. I love that thing.
Well, it's off of her Instagram now, but she might be in Hawaii. I don't know.
I think it's because she knew that it was going to dime her out. She dimed herself out. She routed herself out. Dude, going to find out. Oh, no.
Is the AirTag still in there? Oh, no.
No, she took it out. Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, oh, yeah, you left the AirTag. It's still in your closet, I'm assuming. And she's like, oh, my, damn it.
AirTag. Fuck.
I'm going to start making like a sign-out sheet for my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
I should.
Although if you just forget to give it to me, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I would have driven it out to you. I would have. Did you do okay without it?
I did okay without it, yeah.
So you guys don't know, I'm a horrible friend.
No, you're not.
He asked if he could borrow a 7200 lens, and I was like, dude, absolutely. And then he came over. You came over for?
I came over to grab my stuff.
Right, the extra stuff.
Since we were going to be shooting we thought we were going to be shooting in his apartment for a while, so we were going to I brought over some props to have in the backgrounds. And then he texted me, we got a photo space for free if you want to do this stuff. Shout out to this place, by the way.
Perfect. Yes.
Second week in a row being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This place is amazing.
This place is dope.
If you guys are in Reno or you have friends or family that are coming to visit Reno, you guys should definitely check these guys out. I believe they're a fairly newer outfit, but they have stuff out at the airport, which is really convenient. It's called Wheeler Car Rental. Call and ask for Joel. Tell them that DJ and Mike sent you. We don't get anything out of it. I want him to know that we're trying to help him.
Yes.
Rental cars, local rental cars, great prices, good cars, super, super nice guy. And the location is a little bit hard to find, I guess, technically, but that's just because I don't really spend too much time over here.
It's not too
bad. It's right off the main road. So it's actually pretty easy and it's pretty convenient. But like I said, airport, they have a lot of stuff there too. So if you guys are interested, just look them up and give them a call.
Shout out to them. Shout out to us. If you want to follow us on our Instagrams, Vero.
Yeah, Vero.
I need to get on there. I need to. Shit. I'm so behind. And then, follow us on those platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
This will be a thing now.
And bug Mike to get our logo done so that we can make our YouTube channel.
I will talk about that on
the next episode. Pod. Perfect. Real quick before we go, though, I want to share a funny story with you.
Do I need to find the thing?
No. Maybe. So my birthday is in 2 days. I'm horrible with my own date.
Happy birthday to DJ because it's in April 27th.
Look at you doing math. So I asked. So I'm going to Vegas for my birthday to go to a Comic-Con with two really good friends of mine, and so I wanted to have dinner with my parents before I went. So I asked Dad to cook me jambalaya, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he made homemade jambalaya. It was delicious. Before that, I left work about 2:00 because I was personally requested by Cammy's niece to join them at Dejay.
Oh.
Okay.
If you don't know what Dejay is, it's a trampoline park.
Yes. It is a trampoline park that I would have loved when I was 15. Okay, so half of my life ago. Because I was there for an hour and a half, and I am still out of breath. My body still hurts from the tip of the tallest hair on my head to my toes. And I didn't do anything crazy, right? Because I'm a little banged up from my previous job. I didn't do anything crazy. It doesn't matter. Just watching her run around and do kid things, winded.
Yeah.
Winded.
You're like, I'm tired for you.
Literally, I was like, bro, I don't even remember having that much. I do not remember having that much energy as a kid, ever.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a cool place. Okay, if you guys are in Reno and you haven't tried Defy yet, I highly recommend it. It's dope. It
is cool.
They got the foam cube pits that you can jump into. Again, I'm over 200 pounds, and I jump pretty hard on those trampolines. They didn't care. They didn't even. They're like, whatever, bro. You're paperweight.
You're fine. Yeah.
So there's a lot of kids. Just make sure you don't double bounce one into the ceiling.
Do it, please, and record it.
I almost did that. I almost did that to her niece.
Oh,
her mom. So it's funny.
You should have done it.
So
I'm just kidding. No,
so Cammy's sister was there. So Cammy's sister was there with her girlfriend, and they were watching. Or we're all there with Octavia. Octavia obviously wanted to go, and we're just there as being supportive, family. She calls me Uncle DJ. That's why I call it. She's technically my niece. The entire day, she wouldn't let anybody else pull out of the ball pit or anything except for Uncle DJ. Uncle DJ was the only one that was allowed to help her out, which is really sweet, except she weighs maybe like 35 pounds, and I had to bend over every time to get her out of stuff, and it started taking a toll. But so this is the first time I met Cammy's sister's girlfriend. Super sweet girl. Very, very nice. Very tough and a really, really strong RBF. And I jumped over this little hurdle thing, and I double jumped her kid when she wasn't really looking, and she lost her shit, bro. Not the girlfriend, the kid, because she thought that I was some rando, right? So, and I didn't double jump her high. Like I landed on her just hard enough that her knees kind of buckled and she fell off to the side. Like, and I knew what I was doing. I grew up on trampolines, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm a professional. Not anymore. But she and she fell over, and she was like, no, and she started freaking out. And then she looked up and she saw me looking down, and she's like, and she started laughing immediately. Then it's funny, right? But Cammy's sister's girlfriend, who I just met like 10 minutes before this, was staring at me like I just hurt her own child. And as soon as the kid looked up at me and started laughing, she's like, she literally shrugged and was like, okay. But my life flashed before my eyes for a second. And this girl's like,
the glare is just like there.
No, she's like 4'9".
Oh gosh.
4'10".
Yeah.
Which
those are the scariest.
It doesn't matter. Oh, dude, yeah.
They're the scariest.
I mean, she'd hide me from like the bro. No, or Mario hitting a cube, bro. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, terrifying. Anyway, body is still sore, still winded. Like I'm still thirsty. Like, and I've had so much water since. It doesn't matter, bro. Like
it's been how many hours?
Bro, we left at 4:15.
We're currently recording. It's 8 p.m. right now.
Yeah, it was 4 hours ago. That's a sixth of the day has gone by. Look at that math.
You're an old man.
Oh, am I ever, bro? I'm going home and I'm taking Tylenol. Like more than 2.
You're just gonna be. I'm done.
I'm gonna put on Big Bang Theory. I'm gonna have my Tylenol and a Gatorade. Ooh, you know what? Even better. And I can't think of it now that I want to say it. Pedialyte.
Your electrolytes. Fresh.
I want the grape right now. Anyway, that was my funny story. So.
Oh my gosh, it would have been so funny for her to just. Ding.
Dude, I genuinely was afraid that was gonna happen, and then she was gonna stand over me, like.
Oh, while you're on the trailer side.
Yeah, like Ali. Yeah, dude, that's like for sure. Iconic and the staff would have laughed. Oh,
yep.
Man.
Recreate the iconic photo.
You'd have to take the picture. I'm too busy. Bleeding out on the floor.
I should have been there.
Why weren't you invited, Mike? Come on.
It'll be at 1,000 followers when you have to get trampled on by
that'd be perfect.
9-year-old. And they'll do the dance over you.
Oh, and they're the dodgeball room.
Oh, dope.
Because there was 3 adults, us 3 in there with one of our kids. Every other kid was like, ooh, adults are being silly. And they all wanted in there. Dude, these random kids, bro, I didn't hold back. Bro, I did not hold back. I was like, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Chucking these things like 100 miles an hour, bro, bouncing off kids' foreheads. Let me tell you something. If you're listening to this and you're like, I can't believe you meet me to kids. First of all, these hands are rated E for everybody. Okay? If you're going to throw a ball at me like a big kid, you're going to get thrown a ball back like a big kid.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, what's the 5 Ds of dodgeball?
What was it? Dodge, duck, dick?
Dick?
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, look at me.
The 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip. Can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my gosh, we got to end it. Oh, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Just because of the last 2 minutes, I think this might be the most vulgar episode we've had.
Probably.
If you guys made it this long, I genuinely appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
You guys are awesome. We'll see you again next week.
Later.